Hi, this is a short video meant to describe the two ticket payment systems under the Ticket to Work program. It will help you understand who might be a good candidate for the Ticket to Work program, and if you are an EN or plan to become one, it will help you understand when to request payments. Having a good working knowledge of Social Security benefits is really helpful. If you haven't downloaded the handout called 2019 Payments at a Glance, you might want to pause and do that now so you can see it a little better. The Payments at a Glance document provides an overview of the two Ticket to Work payment methods. At the top is the Outcome Payment Method, and below is the Milestone Outcome Payment Method. Each employment network chooses which payment method they would like to use. But whichever one they pick, they will need to use it for all the ticket holders that they have assigned to them. ENs can change their payment method, but once they switch, again, it applies to all ticket holders. Notice in the two right-hand columns that payments may be different for an SSI beneficiary than they are for an SSDI beneficiary or other Title II beneficiaries. So when someone is a concurrent beneficiary, meaning that they receive both SSI and SSDI, the payments are based on the SSDI payment schedule. The first payment method is the outcome payment method at the top of your handout. This method requires that the ticket holder has earnings sufficient to zero out cash benefits before the EN will receive payments. But once they are no longer receiving benefits, the EN could request up to 60 payments for an SSI beneficiary at $460 a month, up to a total of $27,600. Or for an SSDI ticket holder, up to 36 payments of $805 a month, which would total up to $28,980. But to continue to receive these monthly payments, the ticket holder must remain working and earning enough to zero out benefits. So how much would a ticket holder have to earn to zero out cash benefits? Well, let's think first about what you know about SSI payments. SSA uses a formula to gradually reduce SSI based on how much someone is earning. So for SSI beneficiaries, it might look like this. SSA first looks at earnings, which for the self-employed person would be the net earnings from self-employment, or NESI. And you might recall that NESI is a little less than their average monthly net profit. It's the net profit multiplied by 0.9235. So then they would subtract the $20 general income exclusion, and then the $65 earned income exclusion, and then they only count half of what is left to determine the countable earned income amount. And that is what is subtracted from the person's SSI payment. So to determine how much an SSI beneficiary needs to earn to zero out their cash payment, we basically just do the calculation backwards. We start with their SSI cash payment, which in this example, the person is getting the full federal benefit rate of $770 in 2019. And now, because we're doing the calculation in reverse, we multiply by 2, which gives us $1,540, and then add that additional $85, the 65 plus 20. So for somebody receiving the full federal benefit rate in 2019, they would need to earn $1,625 a month to zero out their SSI cash payment. Now, if somebody isn't eligible for the full federal benefit rate, then you would want to start with the amount that they're eligible for. But in most cases, it'll be the federal benefit rate. So that's how it works for SSI recipients. For SSDI beneficiaries and all other Title II beneficiaries, it works differently. Because SSDI is all or nothing, the earnings amount needed to eventually zero out cash benefits is measured by substantial gainful activity, or SGA. And you may remember that this year, in 2019, the SGA amount for beneficiaries who are disabled is $1,220 a month, or $2,040 for blind individuals. So someone would need to have average monthly net earnings from self-employment over the SGA amount. And remember that SGA level earnings may not zero out a person's check right away. If they haven't used their 9-month trial work period or their 3-month grace period, it could be up to a year before benefits are suspended. Also, if they're using work incentives that lower countable earnings, they may continue to receive cash benefits. Some advantages of the outcome payment method is that it's pretty cut and dry. It's easy. People are either earning enough to stop cash payments or they're not. But the downsides to this method are, first, that ticket holders may not zero out cash payments right away, particularly SSDI recipients because of the trial work period. Secondly, earnings must be verified before SSA can pay ticket payments. So for those who are wage employed, employment networks can submit pay stubs as proof of earnings. But for those who are self-employed, earnings are verified based on tax returns. So regardless of when somebody started earning SGA, it won't be reported until early in the next year during the tax season, and then it might take several more months before it is verified in the Social Security Administration system. The third downside is that if ticket holders never zero out cash benefits, then the EN receives no payments for their efforts, which is what led to the second payment method, the milestone outcome payment method, which I'll describe next. The main difference with the milestone outcome payment method is that it enables the EN to receive some of the payments earlier on, while the ticket holder is still receiving cash benefits. It was meant to address some of the downsides of the outcome payment method, and it works like this. In Phase 1 consists of 4 milestone payments of $14.42 each. And note that this is the same regardless whether the ticket holder receives SSI or SSDI. Phase 1 payments are based on earning at the trial work level, which is $880 a month in 2019. The first month that a ticket holder has gross wages or net earnings from self-employment over $880, the EN is eligible to receive the first milestone payment of $14.42. When the ticket holder is earned over $880 for 3 months, the EN is eligible for the second milestone payment. But note that the months that the earnings over $880 don't have to be consecutive, but they do have to fall within a 6-month window. When earnings are above $880 for 6 months, within a 12-month window, the third milestone can be made, and the fourth after 9 months, as long as those 9 months are within an 18-month window. So by the time Phase 1 is complete, the EN has been compensated $5,768, and the ticket holder has completed their trial work period, if they haven't done so previously. In Phase 2, the earnings requirement increases. Now they're looking at whether the beneficiary is earning over SGA, either in gross wages or NESI, net earnings from self-employment. If they are, the EN continues to receive payments of $247 a month for SSI beneficiaries and $432 a month for SSDI beneficiaries. Phase 2 payments can be collected for 18 months for SSI ticket holders and up to 11 months for those who receive SSDI. But during Phase 2, the ticket holder can still be receiving cash benefits. So someone might be in their grace period, or they might be using work incentives that lower their countable income, which would make their cash benefits continue even though they're earning over SGA. The last phase is called outcome, and to receive the outcome payments, cash benefits must be zeroed out. So you'll see that for the SSI ticket holder, the EN will continue to receive payments of $247 a month for up to another 60 months. The SSDI ticket holder's EN will receive payments of $432 a month for up to 36 months. So if somebody goes through the whole program, The payments to the EN would total $25,034 up to $26,072, which is less than with the outcome payment method. But with this method, you're compensated earlier, and if the person stops working or stops operating their business or isn't earning enough to zero out cash payments, the EN perhaps was able to at least get some of those early payments. It's important to note that not all payments might be available. For instance, if a ticket holder has had a past successful closure with VR, the Phase 1 payments are not available, regardless if the successful closure was based on the current job or small business or from some previous work. But often with self-employment, VR is contracting with CB Tax, so you're already being compensated for your early work with the prospective business owner. And then after the VR case closes, the EN could receive the Phase 2 and outcome payments, which are really the bulk of the ticket payments. Another situation where some or all of the Phase 1 payments might not be available is if the person was working recently prior to assigning their ticket. So SSA feels like if they were already working that the EN should not get paid for placement, but they can still receive the Phase 2 and outcome payments. And they could receive some Phase 1 payments as well, depending on how long ago the person was working and for how long. On the website, there's a tool called the 18-month look-back tool that helps to identify which payments would be available. If the ticket was previously assigned and some ticket payments were already made, they may not be available. And similarly, if the ticket was previously assigned and the former EN could request future payments be split if they provided significant services leading to the person's employment or self-employment. So just know that not all ticket payments might be available and that you need to look at each person individually and see what ticket payments might be generated. In summary, the Ticket to Work program can be an incredible resource to help extend the services provided to Social Security beneficiaries, which can be particularly important for those who are self-employed. So most of you will be working with people referred by VR. So a successful closure will mean that Phase 1 payments are off the table, but there's still close to $20,000 per ticket that could really help provide extended support. So I would encourage you all to think about becoming an EN or partnering with an administrative EN.